What's going on, people? Gunsblazing back at it again, and before we hop in, I just want to quickly say, for those that feel that turns are too long or duels are too short, it's over by turn 2, it's unattractive. My solution for that was grinding with some Sky Striker. With Strikers, the duels tend to go back and forth, averaging about 4 to 5 turns, which is a lot. You got like 10 turns, 6, 3. This one was a surrender, so it doesn't really count, but you get the point. It doesn't have a lot of long combos, at least on your side, and it has the power to fight back against big boards going second, making it really fun to play. And you actually got to make decisions when you're playing Strikers. It's not a deck where you can like autopilot one of your combos and expect to win. So with that being said, today we got a spicy back and forth anime girl deck matchup. I'm talking hair pulling, clothes being ripped, Yamates being yelled back and forth. My opponent is playing Evil Twins, which is I actually picked this up today. It's an interesting deck. Unfortunately for him, Sky Striker does have the advantage in this matchup because they can easily grind them out. I'm going to do a video on this deck soon, but just to give you a little info on it, it consistently links out into one of these Link 2 twins, and then the twins just keep resummoning each other. That's pretty much the basic mechanic of the deck, which I'll explain more. He's also got a parallel Exceed combo, which allows him to Exceed out into this thing, which, for the long story short, it negates any monsters I summon into attack mode. So that's a solid turn 1 board from him. He's got both the twins up and Memory Magic 420 just chilling in defense mode. Luckily for us, he doesn't really negate any of our good effects, so we're going to get both Raye and Blackpink Roze out here, and we're going to link out. If you noticed, it also has the effect of switching all face-up attack position monsters into defense mode, which doesn't work on Link monsters, and this is why the matchup is pretty much in our favor. Now I'm going to go for a rare play here, which is you actually have 2 Sky Strikers on board. And it's okay to have 2 monsters on board as long as you have ways to clear it out after so that you can use your spells after. So I got to do this to threaten that I'm going to kill both of his twins. He's going to use a trap to revive the pink I killed. And then pink's quick effect can resummon blue, which allows him to destroy 1 card on my field. But I'm still going to come out on top this turn because once he kills Kaina, our Raye's going to come back, still the battle phase, so I'm going to be able to take out one of the twins. Main phase 2 rolls around, we're going to get our Kagari. And this is going to retrieve our Engage from the grave, which we send with Hayate earlier in the battle phase. Looking back, I made 2 mistakes this turn, which is I killed the pink instead of the blue in the battle phase at the end, which actually got him an extra card draw. I also didn't pop my Maxx, which would have got me like +4 this turn because he had so many special summons. But that's why we view replays, so we can see our mistakes, improve it for the next time. Here I just go out into Zeke to clear my main monster zones, meaning now I can use my Sky Striker spells. Gonna go Engage. Also used Widow Anchor on his pink so that he can't resummon his blue. Then I'm gonna cap it off with an Afterburners and then end on Shizuku so I can search area 0 in my end. For those wondering, no, I couldn't pick up Engage here. And one of your main goals with Sky Striker is to eventually get your Area 0 and your Multirole out, because those 2 cards are going to allow you to slowly gain resources, and Multirole is going to allow you to recycle spells and slowly but surely inch your way to victory. I'm going to Feather Duster my Shark Cannon. I'm going to chain it. He's going to also chain Called by the Grave, which is not related to whatever Shark Cannon is doing, but he does banish my Raye, which means it can't bounce back if he kills my Shizuku. These spells are just searching for his monsters, which is what makes this deck really consistent because you can always have this thing, which can summon the other thing, which means a pretty consistent 1-card combo. But also the perfect time to Maxx because the pink one comes out right after this. Then he's going to go out into Sky Cavalry, enter battle, kill Shizuku. Raye doesn't pop because again it's banished. And then main 2 he's going to go Downward, which is an in-between to go out into Zeus after. And then Zeus is going to have 4 mats. But Zeus doesn't really do too much against us, so I'm not too worried. Plus, if I'm being real, we just won off that Maxx because we have too much stuff now. And Multirole is key here because it allows us to Widow Anchor onto his Zeus, and he can't really do anything about it because he didn't respond to the Multirole. And so we get a nice change of heart onto the Zeus. Its effects are negated, so I'm just gonna bleed its mats dry. It doesn't really matter though, because we're gonna be linking it out anyway. Into Zeke. And if you notice, his continued spell is just every time I summon something, it's +200 for him, -200 for me. But it's negligible. I'm gonna banish something with my Zeke and also pump it up to 25. Also gonna hit him with a Shark Cannon on his Zeus, which as it turns out, it didn't really do much for me because I tried to area zero it and use it as fodder, but my area zero failed to pick me up a Sky Striker spell. So I was forced to Nightmare it out so that I could get rid of the Zeus in my main monster zones. That way Multirole is gonna add these quick play spells from our grave and we can use them because the zones are not clogged. But at this point, you can pretty much consider it a win because the Multirole gained us a lot of value and he's already pretty much out of resources. And anything he does, we got to answer for it. We have Imperm, we have Widow Anchor, we also have Shark Cannon in case he tries something for the grave. Engage is going to give us a lot of value. This is also going to give us a lot of value, which is area zeroing on my own Shark Cannon, chaining it, and also chaining Widow Anchor. And you want to do this when you use Widow Anchor and Shark Cannon at the same time, or else you can't use the other one, as your zones will be clogged, meaning you can't use it. And you get your area zero search for pretty much free because the quick play that you're going to use as fodder, you can chain it. And then I accidentally do a Sunny Key Steal combo there. All of this gonna go out into access code, boost myself up. I'm not really gonna pop these two because they don't really do anything aside from the LP gain. Once again, Multirole gonna get us our spells back from the grave. We got Widow Anchor, we got Shark Cannon again. We still have Imperm, and we have Afterburners in case we need it. So it's pretty much a wrap. I have answers for anything he wants to go out into. I'm going to go ahead and Effect Veiler his blue. He still has a line of play here with his pink. I Widow Anchor it, but then I remember I don't have spells in the grave anymore enough to take it, so that's a misplay there. But thankfully I still have Imperm so that I can shut down whatever this pink wants to do. So that's going to be a GG. Well played by my opponent. It's severely advantaged for my deck to win, so kind of wild how it even got to this point. And I'm just going to pop with the codes, attack direct game. We got time for one more, so for those wondering if it can hold its own against stuff like Tri-Brigade Pure, then here we are. This is another kind of back and forth game that came down to some last few key cards. I'm gonna speed this one up double though because there's not actually that much to explain here. I'm gonna Maxx C this, he's gonna Ash Blossom. Some early chain interaction going on here. So that's gonna prevent my Maxx C from drawing me cards, but seems it wouldn't have been too much of a difference anyway because he just goes down into Farragut and that's pretty much what he ends off on. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Rhoda here, pick up Raye, Roze, and here he Maxx Cs. I'm gonna go ahead and chain my Raye so that the Hayate doesn't give him that extra Maxx C draw, so I can squeeze one in before the Maxx C activates. But I am gonna have to summon my Roze and do some more linking after, so he's gonna get some Maxx C value. He's also gonna get his Omen out, and this is gonna end up banishing my Hayate, and he's also got a bunch of graveyard effects going on. Nerval is just a search. I think Kit is just, he drops something into the grave, yep. So there's a banish. Thankfully, since I did summon Roze, I can end off on a Shizuku, but he has Ash Blossom for that too. This guy's just hand trapping me. But this how it be. This how the game be nowadays. He's gonna drop his Fractal now. Get a lot of stuff into the grave. Pick up Karis. And it's actually a Zodiacs variant. So it's Tri-Brigade Zodiacs. Actually gonna go ahead and try to Imperm this Omen so that it doesn't banish my Shizuku. Cycles around some Zodiac cards to pop my stuff. Don't really know what's going on there. It goes access code now, so this is gonna do the last pops onto my Raye and my back row. I'm toggled on, he's exiting main, so this is when I nib him. Not the fattest of nibs, but still pretty fat. Then we got some aftermath of the nib here, so Roze is gonna summon. I think Farragut is gonna get him a card draw. But he has to put something back, and then Omen is also another search. So now I go Hayate, attack the token, attack direct, link these two out into Zeke, Zeke into Kagari, and then finally after all that, my Kagari is gonna pick me up my Engage, which is gonna get me the cards that I need to seal this game, but nope, he has Ash Blossom, and I would have been so sad if that was the Farragut pickup, but what can you do? Then we go Shizuku. My last chance in this game is to get something with the Area 0, He's gonna Omen banish my Shizuku. Raye's gonna come out, but it's also gonna get killed. I can stop Omen from attacking, and now here's where it comes down to it. Pick up Maxx. I can area 0 it and hopefully get a Sky Striker spell. I do not pick up a Sky Striker spell, so that's gonna be a scoop from me. GG's all around, but we hung in there for quite a bit. Copium, but anyways, here's the current list that I'm using. There's only really, I guess, 1 or 2 cards that I have to craft still, and then it's gonna be finished. But yeah, those replays are an example of why I like Sky Strikers. It slows the game down a bit, makes you make a lot of decisions based on what your opponent is, what the current state of the board is, etc, etc. And the last 2 cards I'm really looking to craft is this Celine that I'm missing here, because we're missing a Link 3 monster. And I wouldn't mind either another Dark Ruler or another Droplets, because Sky Striker is a go in second deck, so we need stuff to break the board with. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this entertaining or helpful. Guys, have yourselves a damn good one, and this is Guns Blazing, signing out.